Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing really well. Alright, so I am still going to call this the 8-8 reading because these cards were drawn yesterday during the Lionsgate portal. I obviously couldn't get the reading up yesterday, so I'm getting it up today, a day later. But these energies do apply to the 8-8 portal and the recent eclipse that we had. And I have so many messages that I want to share. This is probably going to be a little bit of a longer reading and a longer video. And I can honestly say that this is one of the more intense, if not the most intense readings I've had so far for the collective. I can't say I'm necessarily surprised given, the eclipse energies and the portal energies and just so much has been happening, but I still am kind of taken back of just all the messages that I'm required to deliver right now and just the cards, the energy behind the cards. It's really very intense, very exciting. So forgive me because I'm trying to channel and yet at the same time get my words out, and it gets a little taxing sometimes. And I have like a lot of notes here, so there's a lot to deliver, and I'm going to try and deliver it in a cohesive manner and not have it be all over the place, but I guarantee you these messages all do tie in. So wow, okay, there's so much I want to say. Okay. Alright, first let me start off by saying with that last video that I did for the 717 portal, so I was shown, and again, if you guys haven't seen that video, you can watch it. I'm going to quickly, just briefly recap some things because it applies. But I was basically shown with that portal that these lower frequency, denser energies needed to be ushered out of Gaia. These old templates, things that were not serving us, in order to make room for ascension and these new energies to come through. I almost feel like that portal was kind of setting the stage for this portal that just happened, the lunar eclipse that just happened, the solar eclipse that's about to happen. It's almost like the preliminary cleanup, before like the big sweep, just moving energies along. And I'm still seeing this number 717. I know some of you are writing me and saying the same thing. It's no coincidence. I feel that after that portal happened, we had another huge spike in the Schumann resonance and in the Earth's geomagnetic field, I believe, quadrupled. I don't have all the numbers, but you can look it up. But I don't think it's any coincidence that after that portal happened, the energies were ushered out. And I even said at that time, I had channeled that we were making way for preparing Gaia for more Christ consciousness, higher vibrational energies to come through. This is what had been channeled. Lo and behold, a week later, or whatever it was, for the whole last week of July, it was just continually spiking over and over and over again. These numbers that we've never seen before, quadrupling. So for those who may not be aware, this is literally the heartbeat of the planet. This is Mother Earth's, her natural vibrational frequency is literally raising. So if you want, scientific proof that this is happening, there's your scientific proof. This is actually really happening. What I had channeled that day was correct. This is what we were prepping for. So a lot of us can feel that shift. They can feel those energies. I know I can feel those energies. Things just feel and look different. It's just, we say it all the time. It's intense. It's because it is getting more and more intense. And this summer is just kind of baffling me just how intense it already is. And we haven't even had the big solar eclipse yet. So I definitely feel and have been shown that we're just basically we're gearing up for that. So what I want to say briefly too is this is kind of still blowing my mind, and I'm still processing this. On the cusp of the lunar eclipse that we just had in Aquarius. I hope I'm correct. I think it was Aquarius. And the 8-8 portal, I was shown and involved in, although I had tremendous help in clearing out a very powerful demonic entity that was in part of Gaia, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And thank you to the other twin flame who helped me with this clearing. I'm not going to get too much into it now. Maybe at a later time I'll share more on that. But you guys will just kind of have to take my word for it. This was really kind of crazy what happened. Like I said, I'm still processing what happened. Of course, we had angelic support, Christ support. We had a lot of support, a galactic support throughout the universe. But this was big. This was major, major, major what happened on that cusp. And I don't think it's any coincidence that we were guided to participate and do this right on the cusp of the portal and the eclipse, because eclipses bring change. Like I said, we're being guided to reign in more Christ consciousness now, so these lower, denser energies have to go. And this was a very powerful demonic being that was transmuted and is no longer a part of our energy field. So this is amazing. This is so amazing, guys. And this particular energy, I know for a fact, was attacking a lot of twin flames. My particular union is included in that. And, you know, like I've said many times, other people have said, there's a lot of dark energies that don't want these unions to happen. They don't want Gaia to ascend. They don't want Christ to reign once more. So there's a lot of pushback, there's a lot of attacks, and we are just really winning this war. It's like really so exciting. And as my guides have mentioned before, and I believe I've mentioned that, a big reason why these unions haven't happened yet, or why they've been delayed, or whatever, yes, there's a lot of work for us to be done, and healing, purging, clearing karma, things like that. But another big aspect is just, Gaia just simply has to be ready. And there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that we just are not aware of. We are aware of some of it. We can obviously surmise some of the stuff that's going on. But, there's a lot of higher workings in the universe. Like this stage almost like has to be set. It's almost like we're kind of putting on a play here. And we're just sort of, actors in the play, so to speak. And, the director is God. And we don't always understand what it is that he's asking us to do. We kind of just have to trust that, the play, so to speak, will be acted out when it is supposed to be acted out, when the grand director blesses it and orchestrates it and says that we're ready, and the earth has to be ready. The stage has to be set. And like I said, what happened on Monday night, that was a very, very, very huge aspect of that, of doing that clearing out in order to get this stage to be set for these unions. So, sit tight. It's not all your fault if your union is not happening. There's many, many, many other things that we can't even begin to understand that need to happen first. And that's why I feel like this summer is so big, is because these eclipse energies and these portals are bringing out such amazing change. And what I wanted to say as well is that the last time I had such an intense reading like this was after the 111 portal. That was back, 6 months ago now. And at that time, we had cleared another dark energy. Was dark energy is not as powerful as the one that we cleared on Monday night, but a dark energy that was in our community that we had talked openly about, that energy was cleared, and I was guided to do that reading. And I remember the energies were just so ridiculously intense, I could barely even speak, and it was basically Christ just showing us that each time we do these transmuting of these darker energies, we're just able to really feel these frequencies so much more, and we're just so much closer to union, and it feels very similar to that. You know, the clearing that happened Monday versus these cards and these energies that are coming through today, it just makes so much sense. Like, we just feel that much closer to achieving our goal here. So just hang tight with me here, guys, because I have so many notes that I wrote down. Okay, so what I was shown to the other night is that this is a very powerful time as well for healing any past life issues or karma that you still may have. You may be shown this in the dream state, some very practical, easy ways, quick ways, if you will, to clear your karma at this time. If you're not being shown in the dream state or meditation state or otherwise, just I was told to tell you guys, just have faith that your higher self is working hard to clear that karma, and that this is also another thing that needs to be, you know, cleared and ushered out, you know, in order to make way for these new energies. But so look for that. And okay, so I want to just tell you guys some things that were coming through during a meditation I had over a week ago on the 30th of July. So I was shown particularly the lunar eclipse at this time, not knowing what was going to take place on Monday night. Was it Monday night now? Yeah, it was Monday night. I'm sorry, my days are like all screwed up here. But yeah, not realizing at the time what was going to go down, my guides had, I guess, were kind of preparing me, and they were just explaining that basically these eclipse energies, we all know they're big. We're talking about it. You know, astrologers are talking about it. Other people on the ascension path, everyone's talking about it. And so we all realize how intense it is. But my guides were saying, like, they're even more powerful than we can comprehend, than we can humanly comprehend. The change that it is bringing and what it's preparing us for. So just trust that. Just trust the divine order of things. Like, it is working in our favor. And again, they were saying, I already mentioned this point, but that, you know, we're basically, you know, the grid is nearly complete. A lot of the reasons why the unions haven't happened yet is just because these other things have to be in place first, but that we're moving into like this purple frequency now. And this is interesting because I've been shown this for the last several weeks in my meditations, this color purple, not totally understanding what it meant, but I was being shown that it relates to Gaia. So I've spoken to another twin flame about it. She confirmed the same thing. Over the last several weeks, she's been seeing this purple color as well. So did a little research on it, and I do know that we entered the purple photon belt in 2012, and we're in this period from 2012 until now, 2017, where we've moved into this. And basically what this represents is really, like I said before, just we're moving into like this rebirth of angelic consciousness, of Christ consciousness. But sorry, as usual, my cat she likes to be a part of my reading, so her tail's in the way. But so basically what I was shown in this meditation is that, like, we are there now. Like, we've basically achieved that. We've moved into that. We're in like the thick of it now. It's almost like, and I'm trying to explain this correctly. I hope I'm explaining this correctly, but it's almost like we are in this frequency now. Like, we are preparing for this next stage of ascension. And yeah, basically this is the frequency you're in. So if that's a color that resonates with you, or you've been seeing that yourself in your meditations, or, you know, whatever, that's basically where we're at right now. And it's interesting because this exact message and this exact color came up in the reading on the masculine side. As you can see, the amethyst wings card, and I'll talk more about that. But We are like, we're in it, guys. Like this is like a really, really, really exciting time. And also, I was guided to tell you guys that some of your third eye chakras will be activated right now, or your third eye may be awakened. Doesn't necessarily mean that some of your third eyes will be, 100% awakened, where you're able to, see into other dimensions and things like that. That may apply to some of you, but there is some sort of activation, awakening, whatever you want to call it, that is happening right now within the collective. I think it's beyond just the Twin Flame Collective. I think it's really all those on the ascension path. I'm already experiencing some of this in my meditations. This light sensitivity that's coming through, this, I don't know how to describe it, but so yeah, so you look for that. And if you want to kind of understand it more, the best way to do that is to consult with your guides and work on that in your meditations. And of course there's you can use crystals that would apply specifically to your pineal gland and your third eye to activate it more. But even without doing that, I'm being shown that they're being awakened now, activated now. And again, I was shown in this meditation, I don't normally get these many messages for the collective during my meditations in one specific round. So that's why I'm delivering these to you guys, because it all came through on this day. And again, this is after the Schumann resonance spiked. So I think that it is, it's definitely kind of important. But I was shown these 3 doors, and I was basically told that this is a very powerful time for us to take charge and to choose an optimal timeline for us. Now, there's no like right or wrong timeline, that kind of thing. There's no right or wrong answer, but there is at the same time an optimal path for you, and you all know what that is. If you don't know what that is, the best way to access that is through your heart, is assessing what it is that your heart wants, your heart's desire. Connect with that heart space if you're not clear. But you have the power to manifest your future and your timelines at this time. It's a very, very, very powerful time to do that, to manifest whatever it is that you want. I'm sure union is, at the top of your list for all of you. But, think even beyond that. Think beyond the scope of that, your health, your career. Do you want to travel more? Do you want to, start a business? Whatever it is, do you want to heal things from your past? Whatever it is, you have the ability to shape and transform your life right now. Like the energies right now support it now more than ever before. And I was strongly guided to tell you guys that. And I was also shown the divine masculine in this meditation, and it's interesting because these cards completely support that. Now, I was asked to see, I specifically asked at this point, it was at the end of the meditation, I specifically asked, like, okay, so what does all this mean for the divine masculine? What's happening with that? And that could apply to any unawakened twin, if it's the divine feminine, whatever. I just always say divine masculine, as you guys know, just to keep it simple. But I was shown literally this eyeball, like awakening, like waking up and like wide awake. And I was shown this hourglass and basically told like it's really only a matter of time, like the majority of them. And I want to say like first and early second wave, as you guys all know, if you're on the later waves, there's, if you're new to all of this, your path will still be quicker, I want to say, to union than those in the first and second wave. But you realize that there still is more work you need to do, clearing you need to do, that kind of thing.